Death and dying. Moving on. Our understanding of death is inextricably linked to the language through which we articulate it. Traditional terminology, such as death or dying, tends to frame the event as a finite cessation of existence. However, from a metaphysical perspective, it may be more accurate to conceptualize death as a transitional process, involving the transformation or reconstitution of energy, consciousness, or spirit into a non-physical state. Within this framework, death is not an endpoint but a passage to another realm or dimension of being. The soul, understood as an immortal essence, is perceived to exist prior to and beyond physical embodiment. Earthly life, then, can be interpreted as a temporary and illusory interlude, a kind of dream state within a more fundamental and enduring non-material reality. In this view, our authentic existence resides not within the temporal and corporeal, but in a transcendent spiritual domain. In this light, human existence on earth may be more accurately characterized not as enduring being, but as a momentary manifestation of physical presence. To conceptualize immortality through the lens of human experience reflects a form of anthropocentric presumption, rooted in a limited and self-referential worldview. Ultimately, death should not be regarded as an anomaly, but rather as an integral aspect of the universal process that governs all material existence. This so-called existence is part of the entire process of the universe. It just is. We are part of everything that you perceive. What we refer to as existence is fundamentally embedded within the broader processes of the universe. It simply is. Human beings are integrally connected to all that they perceive. Fear is often rooted in the unknown. If it were possible to assert with certainty that consciousness persists beyond physical existence, absent any recollection of one's earthly life, then the individual would no longer engage with reality through the framework of human concepts or terrestrial experience. Human thoughts and emotions are largely shaped by the conditions of earthly existence. Upon passing into what is often referred to as the other side, many of these cognitive and emotional patterns, particularly those associated with fear, loss, and negativity surrounding death and dying, dissipate. Such perceptions are socially and culturally constructed within the context of earthly life and do not appear to persist beyond it. Articulating this transition is inherently difficult, as it involves phenomena that transcend the conceptual and linguistic frameworks available to us in the physical world. The fear of death is a rational response, given the limited understanding individuals possess about the phenomenon. The concept of death, as commonly taught and perceived, is a constructed interpretation shaped by cultural and developmental factors. During early stages of life, it is expected that individuals experience apprehension regarding death and dying due to their limited cognitive and existential frameworks. Human beings, existing within the confines of physical reality, lack direct knowledge of what may lie beyond biological cessation. Should an individual transition beyond this physical plane, it is posited that such fears and associated emotional responses would dissipate. The apprehension surrounding death is fundamentally rooted in the embodied experience and the constraints of physical existence. Ultimately, death constitutes an omnipotent force, responsible for the cessation and dissolution of all material entities. It may be conceptualized as a phenomenon endowed with the capacity to terminate any form of existence, yet it remains inherently incapable of extinguishing itself.